Now, I wasn't originally planning to make a video on this situation originally, just because of how serious it is compared to some of the other things I've covered, but with how much the situation is blown up and how many people I've seen have been affected by it, I've decided to talk about it and discuss everything covering GeoStorm, Minecap, and Golden. Now, before I talk about the whole GS situation, I just want to take some time to talk about Michigun. I was really saddened by the news of his passing. It wasn't something I enjoyed starting my day off with, and Michigun was one of the first players I had ever really heard of. I remember seeing his name at the top of the leaderboard for the longest time, and just how much he inspired me to push myself and try to become better at the game. And I really wanted to be just like him one day. And I just want to take a moment to thank you, Michigun, for inspiring me to become the player I am today. I wouldn't be here today without you, and just want to say how much we all love you, and we're never gonna forget you, Michi. Thank you for everything. Now, without further ado, I'm going to dive into the GeoStorm situation. On March 30th, 2021, Vibrant broke some very sad news that Michigun, our longtime player and creator, had passed away. The news affected everyone, and the community entered a stage of mourning. Now, unfortunately, with most serious situations in this community, solidarity does not last long, because on April 2nd, 2021, Minecap, in a now-deleted tweet, confessed to leaking Michigun's death to multiple people after someone told him before the news was supposed to be made publicly. And this would trigger the following events that had thrown GeoStorm into absolute chaos. Now, Michigun's family requested that the news of his passing not be made public until later on, and so Vibrant decided to just share the news to GeoStorm, which is a group of elite GD players that Michigun was a part of. Now, one of the members of GeoStorm just so happens to be Golden, which will come into future play, and one player that is not a part of GeoStorm happens to be Minecap, and this is where he comes into play. Minecap began to hear whispers of a big community member's passing, but he didn't know who it was specifically. So Minecap began to pressure several GS members and eventually tricked Golden into accidentally leaking the news that it was Michi's who passed away. Now, many weren't sure if Golden did it intentionally or not for a while, but eventually Lolwut and Panman would release several DMs as well as other information on Twitter that proved Minecap tricked Golden into releasing the information of Michi's passing, and that Golden didn't intentionally release it. It was around this time that Minecap started telling more people about Michigun's passing. The news quickly began to spread like wildfire, and GeoStorm higher-ups quickly caught on to this. Vibrant began pressuring Minecap to rat out the person who had leaked the information in the first place, and Golden started getting really scared that he would be thrown out of GS and possibly even unmodded. So he began to plead with Minecap, begging him to not let Vibrant know that it was him who had let it slip in the first place, fearing he would receive all the blame. And in hindsight, this really didn't help Golden, as it just made him look more guilty. Eventually, Minecap would tell Vibrant that it was Golden who let the news about Michi's passing slip. Golden left GeoStorm off of his own back after this, not wanting to cause anyone any more trouble, with Golden hoping to resolve the situation privately. He tried explaining that Minecap tricked him into releasing the information. However, he was ignored by many, lots of which didn't want to hear his side of the story. The next day, Golden would find himself banned from the mod chat on the Geometry Dash server. Golden feared a kick from the mod team was imminent, and not long after this, Minecap publicly apologized for the leaking, and stated that someone from GS told him about Michi's passing, that person being Golden. Now, Minecap didn't specifically mention Golden in the tweet, as he wanted to avoid further throwing Golden under the bus, but Vibrant felt that it was now okay since they had public confirmation that someone from GS leaked the information to kick Golden from the mod team. Now, to summarize all the information regarding this shit show, Minecap tricked Golden into telling him about Michigun's passing, and then Golden got banned from GS because of it, and after Minecap apologized publicly, he had his mod taken away. Mindcap also leaked Mishy's death to Lolwat, and many assumed Lolwat was responsible for the mass leaking, even though he wasn't, and now, because of everything that's happened, Mindcap is leaving the community forever. Now, this is about the extent of information that we've gotten so far, and no doubt is a lot of it being kept private for personal reasons, which is understandable considering this is a very sensitive topic. I don't know enough about everything that's happened in private to give a concrete opinion on the situation, but from what I've seen so far, I feel that Golden shouldn't have gotten his mod taken away from him, and I feel that Vibrant and Pawza have too much power in this situation. But I don't know if there's more reasons behind his unmodding, as we just don't have that much insider info. I've made a few tweets as well regarding the situation with Mindcap and my feelings about him. I'll put those up on screen now, and if you want to know more about my thoughts on Mindcap, feel free to go to Twitter to see them. Now, this situation has affected a lot of people deeply and differently. It's sad to see how drama still takes priority in times like this, and I know it's necessary to address, but at the same time, it's disappointing to see how quickly this community loses their solidarity and just goes back to going at each other's throats. Let me know what you guys think about the whole thing in the comments below, as I'm always interested to see what you guys think about what I'm talking about. Thank you guys for watching, stay safe out there, and I'll see you all soon.